Coming to you from that once-forgotten artery that pulses through the center of the continental United States and into the heart of the Ozarks, Grace Matthews. Looking in from the northern border, our Canadian friend, along with his countrymen feeling the effects of U.S. political issues, Connor Murphy.
Welcome to Dueling Dialogues, episode 237. I'm Connor Murphy here with Grace Matthews in Springfield, Missouri. Hi, Grace. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I tell you, though, I got my teeth cleaned today, and I think she about killed my mouth.
Oh, yeah. That's never a comfortable thing to go through, is it?
I tell you what, she might have had a bad day. Bless her heart or bless my heart. I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
Wow. So, that's pretty much the story of my life. I mean, how much can go on during all this pandemic crap?
Yeah, I know. Everything's shutting down here once again. So
Even Christmas.
Yes, I know. Sad. Very sad.
Christmas, Hanukkah. You know, everybody's putting tips out on how to spend the holidays alone. I mean, and we're in a little bit of trouble in our family because we have like 3 people that have some very serious issues. They really cannot get COVID.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so we were already sort of, doing that, being careful ourselves.
Right.
There's certain people that aren't coming. We're delivering stuff to them, talking to them on the phone, because it's just too risky. And, I like it better when I can make that decision myself with my family.
Right.
But telling me I cannot have Christmas, Thanksgiving, or who I want in my home is pushing it a bit too far.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with that. If you have those people in your family, you can either... people can compensate for that and make sure that, everybody's feeling well. Take everybody's temperature, even if you wanted to. There's ways around it. But to be governed, to shut down, it's just ridiculous. Some of the provinces here have roped off clothing. You can't buy clothing because it's not essential. It's ridiculous. Absolutely insanity.
But at the same time, if I can go to Walmart and buy toilet paper, shouldn't somebody be able to come to my house?
Yeah, exactly. Which is safer.
Yeah. And, the good news is that, I hope it's good news, the vaccines are ready.
Yeah, they're starting
in the
that
UK,
here.
The first woman just took, a 90-year-old woman just took the first non-trial based vaccine.
Right.
Yesterday.
And we're into the thousands here, and some of the provinces already have been vaccinated. So I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we're expecting this to start in the next week or two for first responders, healthcare workers. But there's always some controversy, and Trump is always the bad guy.
Right.
So now Democrats are yelling that Trump didn't buy enough vaccine doses from Pfizer. He bought vaccines. He did buy some from Pfizer. He bought more from Moderna and AstraZeneca. And as always, Trump usually has a damn good reason. And this time is no different. I mean, even, we've said it before on here, even when he seems kooky, it seems to pan out somehow, surprising us all. But Pfizer has sold they've sold vaccines to anybody and everybody. They've sold 500 million doses around the world. Okay.
Wow.
We have 300 million people. And, right at 330, I think. 330 million people. But, that's not that accurate because we have a lot of immigrants. So I don't know. If you really know how many people we have in the United States, we probably got 500 million here.
Yeah, it could be.
They're going to want vaccinated. Now, what does vaccinated mean? Well, first of all, you'll go take your first shot. And in 2 to 4 weeks, you'll have to go back and take a second shot. Yeah, really. Did anybody know that?
Oh.
I did not know that till a couple of days ago, that this is really you're going to get jabbed twice. And you're going to have to drive in, and after you take the first vaccine, it's not really going to make you safe right away. Really got to get that second vaccine, and even after you get that second vaccine, it takes a while for it to incubate in your body.
What happens if you got both doses at once? I want to know. Do I grow a third eye?
Do you explode?
Yeah.
Well, and here's a problem in the United States. There are all sorts of reasons why private entities can make you take that damn vaccine.
Oh.
Now, I got a problem with that. They say you're not going to be able to fly.
Yeah.
Most employers, you're going to carry around a card that shows you're vaccinated.
Right. Yeah.
Yikes.
Just like the star that they made the Jews wear in the camps, isn't it? Almost that bad.
Exactly. It's
wow.
What the things that are going on right now are very scary.
Well, we I think we are on the parallel there. A lot of people think we'll be forced to take it here as well, especially if you want to fly anywhere, anything like that. I think Qantas has already started some sort of ID tracking program, and if you're not on it, you're not flying. So. Yeah.
That's the way it is here too. In fact, it's ridiculous, they say, when you land in New York. The process that you have to go through already.
Right.
To, you've got to quarantine for a few days. They got people meeting you on the runway. And the day this virus touched the North American continent, we lost more civil liberties than any other event that has ever happened in my lifetime. And I thought we gave up a lot after 9/11.
Yeah, it's pretty disturbing if you look at where we are right now. This is absolutely ridiculous, having politicians tell us what we can and cannot do at this point. We're adults here. We know how to be safe. We know hand care, we know masks, like a mask is going to help you from a virus. I don't know, maybe it cuts down your chances, but it could still go through a mask. So, you know what? It's all a roll of dice. It's called life.
Well, I will tell you that the Hammer's not here today, but he had a doctor come in and he said that he has been treating people for a new lung disease or lung issue that is caused from wearing the mask and breathing in the carbon dioxide.
Well, there you go.
Okay. Also, when you wear those masks and you breathe in the carbon dioxide that your own breath makes, okay, right. This is like high school science, right?
Right.
You can have symptoms of dizziness, forgetfulness. It can seem like dementia. It can, there are people that have panic attacks.
Even worse, it can turn you into a Democrat, I heard.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst of all. That's the worst of all.
Yeah, make sure you give it a break. Take that mask off if you can every now and then and actually breathe some air. Exactly.
46 states. This is just in are suing Facebook and Instagram, which is owned by the same company, in an antitrust lawsuit. Now that is because they say that Facebook and Instagram are a monopoly. I think this is just the beginning. It's not necessarily the big kahuna that we're all looking for as far as let's say no to censorship. We talked about let's start the Me Too movement. And, certainly we should say no to sexual assault, sexual harassment and such. What about saying no to censorship?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree there. Free speech it is.
So, I mean, and Zuckerberg has used a whole lot of his money that he's made off of us, and we're his product. You got to remember that. When you get on Facebook, Twitter, they're selling access to you.
Right.
Okay? Well, with that money, that he uses to access you or sells to advertisers to access you, he put a hell of a lot of money into Georgia.
Interesting.
Into defeating Trump and other Republican senators and congresspeople.
Right. Well,
and when I say a whole lot of money, I mean a whole lot of money.
He's a true Californian.
Exactly. So be careful. There's another lawsuit that was filed yesterday in Texas.
Yes, I heard about that one.
It's called the Texas lawsuit. They are suing the states of Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Georgia, basically for breach of contract.
Right. And it's a pretty good lawsuit, actually.
You cannot change the rules after we all agree upon it.
Yeah.
It's a contract. Now, as of this morning, the states that are officially in it, and there are more that have been added, are Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina, and South Dakota.
A lot of swing states in there.
There's word that Missouri's going to join this, and Tennessee. But at the same time, now this is how crazy it's getting. This just broke, just as I've been talking. Okay. Missouri and 16 other states have filed a brief that supports the Texas lawsuit, but they're asking for there to be a delay in the presidential elector appointment. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
The earthquake is starting to open up.
Well, I'd like to see some criminal charges. Where's Barr? What's he doing? Is he on vacation? Is he fishing?
Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this.
Okay.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Thank you. Barr has been totally quiet, right, on the whole Dominion voting machine thing?
Yeah.
Guess what? He did some legal work for Dominion in 2017.
Oh, my.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, wow.
And the plot deepens. Now, we've talked on here before. We did several shows 2 or 3 years ago, and we talked about China money deep within our political atmosphere. Okay? The DNI operator said the other day that they noticed that a lot of Democrats, particularly California Democrats, were being blackmailed by China because of their involvement with China. Not just Biden. I heard him called Beijing Biden the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Me too. I saw that.
But remember Eric Swalwell?
Not really.
He is a congressman, and he was on every news show every minute going, Trump is a Russian operative. In fact, he tended to use that.
Yes.
Trump is a Russian operative. Then he ran, with 20 or so people that were running for president on the Democratic Party before they narrowed it down to Biden. He was running for president, and he did the videos changing the baby's diaper, and everybody's like, this is kind of creepy. I mean, it really just didn't work. He's one of those guys that is proud of creepy things.
Okay.
He's that guy you knew in high school that you just go, oh, no. Oh, you're embarrassed for them, but they don't have the brains to be embarrassed. Okay. So somehow he's on the Intelligence Committee. Well, somehow starts with the P. Pelosi put him on the Intelligence Committee.
Okay.
I mean, I can't even imagine if he's even on your side, you put him on the Intelligence Committee.
I'm surprised she even runs that committee because in my mind it would be the Lack of Intelligence Committee.
And that looks like what she did. Well, anyway, a little honeypot.
Okay.
Was sent to Eric Swalwell, and he bit. A little honeypot is a little cheeky poo that's actually a spy.
Oh, lovely. For China.
Okay. Yeah, China. And oddly enough, her name, or at least the name she used while she was over here, is Christine Fang. You can't make this stuff up, can you?
Okay.
Anyway, he had, he still says it's classified as to whether he had intercourse with her or not, but you know how those things
That's
work.
classified info? Okay.
Yeah, I know. I think that's just stupid. But you can tell this guy's in deep doo-doo, okay? Up to his waist. And he's sort of proud of it.
Oh,
You can tell by
okay.
looking at him. It's insanity.
Wow.
Insanity.
True narcissism comes out.
Oh my gosh, this is narcissism with a capital S called sociopathy, I think. But anyway, yeah, look for that. I mean, stuff is coming out like crazy.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard to keep up with it. Okay, now this might be a rumor. We haven't verified this at this point, but I just want to say it because 9 times out of 10 when we find something like this, kind of like we found all this China connection stuff.
Right.
2 years ago. It's not like it was hidden.
Exactly.
There are photographs out there, people. There are photographs of all these Democrats and some Republicans too.
Right.
Okay? With these Chinese officials. Look at these people's bank account. Look at what they get from the government for their particular jobs. And look, they must be the best Sam savers on earth. They should be running little, workshops on how to turn $5 into $5 billion.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? I really want to know how they do that. Anyway, but I digress a little bit. So in 2015, right?
Right.
Dr. Fauci,
Okay.
Melinda Gates, Barack Obama toured the Wuhan lab. You remember what the Wuhan lab did?
Yeah.
They released the coronavirus.
Right. Okay.
And possibly H1N1. I mean, there's rumors that happened. So, are you kidding me? Little
Yeah.
Dr. Fauci has been hanging around with Melinda Gates and Barack Obama?
Oh, yeah.
How did that get
Yeah.
past Trump's team?
I'd like to see his stock portfolio. I really would.
Oh, yeah. I agree, and this goes along with some things the Gates are just too interested in vaccines, always have been.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
For my flavor. And then they wants to track you. He's on TV the other day going, you got to turn your 5G on. You got to turn your app on so we can track your coronavirus pandemic stuff. And it's like, well, what else are you going to track?
Yeah, exactly.
It's insanity. Okay? I'll tell you what else they're tracking, because every year we've had the show, this time of year, I talk about trying to get health insurance in the United States because I'm a freelancer. Okay?
Right.
And so I'm not part of a company.
Right.
Well, I absolutely cannot afford Obamacare.
Whoa.
The Affordable Care Act, I mean, I really can't. Here's what they quoted me on Obamacare.
Okay.
$1,295 a month.
Whoa.
For just me. Okay. And I have a $16,000 deductible I have to pay before I can actually use what I'm paying the $1,295 for a month. $1,295 is like $1,295. $1,295. However you want to look at it.
Wow.
So I can't do that. So I got to get another health insurance policy that is like major medical, and then I just pay my doctor bills and I save bundles of money because we just can't get all the help too. You know, there are people that qualify for help. We don't. Okay, so I go to apply, right, for insurance policy, and they call me back and they say, we're sorry, we had to refuse you. What? Yeah, because of the information given to us by IntelliScripts. I said, what the hell's IntelliScripts? Because I told you could talk to my pharmacy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So apparently I got a prescription filled because they thought I had a pancreatic problem, right? They since understood that I had an allergy to aspirin.
Okay.
But they gave me a medication, which I don't take anymore. And I really only had it like 1 month. But because that was prescribed to me, which was really a misdiagnosis, I can't get insurance. And guess how long that will be held against me?
How long?
10 years.
Whoa. Unbelievable. So they have trigger medications on there, or some sort of trigger word, and you're triggered.
Pretty much if you got any. I mean, pretty much if you had anything, Phil. And it's really scary because they go, well, don't let them check that. Well, then they won't approve you.
Right.
Okay? They say, oh, well, I've had a couple of people say, well, HIPAA is the rule that says they can't share your information. Well, the hell they can't. They can't share your information.
Huh. Unreal.
And if you don't give them permission to go beyond your HIPAA, they're not going to give you insurance for that either.
Right.
And I didn't have anything to hide.
Unreal.
I didn't think.
Wow.
And
I don't even know what to say, because that's an expense.
What if I appeal it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the agent said, "Oh gosh, you don't want to do that."
Why?
Maybe I sort of do. And he goes, "Oh, they just take forever, and the insurance year will be over, and
Wow.
a mess. So be careful. There's nothing that is private anymore.
Wow.
I mean, there's probably a freaking camera in your bedroom.
Unreal.
And I don't know, but that really upset me. That distressed me. That made me feel like I am not living in the United States of America that I was born in.
Yeah, that is unreal.
That is very sad.
Wow.
Okay, and Fox, turned most of its viewers against them, and they've been bleeding out viewers and listeners.
Rightly
And
so.
finally last night, and the Newsmax and One America have been picking up a lot of them. Last night, Newsmax beat Fox.
Whoa. There you go.
Okay,
On the way up.
talk about breaking news coming out right now.
Okay.
I just got word right here on my phone. Hunter Biden says he is under federal investigation for a tax case. Hunter Biden is, in case anybody has been asleep at the wheel, Joe Biden's son. The one with connections to Russian assets and Chinese assets.
I have a feeling he's going to be under investigation for a few things.
I have a feeling he already is. But
oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's just one thing he's willing to admit, okay? That makes you realize that the others must be really bad. And a lot of times when they got really bad crap on you, they will go after you for the taxes so they can delve into the other issues. Right?
Right. Freeze it.
Yeah.
Freeze you all.
Right.
Yeah.
Freeze you out, baby. Okay, Laura Trump has gained, this is Eric's wife, the president's daughter-in-law. She has been a absolute awesome asset to the Trump campaign. She is originally from North Carolina. Apparently, she's thinking of moving back there and running for a 2022 Senate seat.
Oh, wow.
And she is the favored person at this point.
Huh.
So, at least I think most all the Trumps are going to be leaving the New York City area. I understand that Ivanka and Jared are going to go to Jersey. Don Jr.'s already moved to Jersey. And Trump has made his home at Mar-a-Lago instead of New York City.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be
official
surprising.
residence. Yeah.
I would be changing that too. Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, so Bernie Sanders says yes, hell yes. They didn't pass the stimulus because before the election because Trump would have gotten credit for it. To hell with those people that need it.
He certainly doesn't.
Okay, well, here's what you got going. First of all, you got people running out of money. You got more places closing, right?
Right.
And you got Nancy balking on the stimulus, right?
Yeah.
Not only is she balking on it, the part she wants to approve now doesn't give payments to individuals. As of December 31st, there's been a moratorium on evicting people since like March.
Right.
When this whole thing started. Okay? That goes away.
Right.
December 31st. And there are a whole lot of people that are in the hole and going to be evicted. Like, could be as many as 5 million that we know about.
Wow.
Okay, and a lot of those places won't report it. So if they can track 5 million, oh my gosh, I can't even fathom how many there really is.
Right.
So now you got people can't eat. Now they're not gonna have a place to stay because these businessmen, they need their money too. Individual payments were a must, especially when they're closing down. For example, who really needed to close down in March except for New York City? You know why we all closed down in March? We closed down for New York City so they could have the PPE to keep their people safe because there wasn't enough PPE, right?
Right.
We could have waited and shut down later or not at all. I mean, things are much worse where I live right now than they were in March. We had like 8 cases.
Yeah.
And we couldn't go anyplace. Everything was closed.
Yeah.
So the fact that they did not roll this, it's ridiculous. Again, we're giving up civil liberties. Just a word of advice. I mean, you may say, oh my gosh, that's your pet peeve, but maybe it is. Don't change your Twitter handle just for the flavor of the day. I mean, don't change it to the Kraken's Unleashed, or Trump really won, because I don't know who you are.
Yeah, there you go.
And nobody else does either. So don't do that. And it's a little tacky, I mean, there for a while, everybody was using their first name and Trump as their last name for their Twitter handle.
Right.
And then they started doing it for Flynn. And it's like, don't do that. You confuse me. I'm not that smart. Don't do it.
I just stay off Twitter.
Oh,
That's the easiest way.
Yeah. Okay, California. Will they revolt? I mean, they've got movies using catering trucks, feeding people outside, and across the street, they're closing down outside dining.
Yeah.
You can go to a box store, they say, without a mask, but you can't go to a bar and you can't go to a restaurant. People are starving. They're losing their businesses. It's
absolutely insane. Well, that entire state is insane. So is it surprising to me? No. Not at all, but
they may revolt. I mean, I heard a guy say that at one point the Californians revolted against taxes and made a huge difference. So, I'm cheering for them. I am cheering for them. If they want to start the revolt, more power to them.
Yeah, do it before the gas car is outlawed in California. So hurry up, do it quick.
Good idea. Good idea. Yeah.
We can agree there.
Yeah, we don't always agree, but life's a journey and we're all in it together. Stay safe, stay smart. Thanks for listening.
Godspeed to you, and thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah. Godspeed to you, Connor. Godspeed to our listeners.
Bye-bye.